You got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record.
You know, I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about.
I know you have. Yeah. You don't know me.
No, I don't. That's why I want to get to know you today. I want to talk to you about mostly black stuff.
I get overwhelming support from the black leadership, young and old. Every poll shows me way ahead.
They said, no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
Yeah.
Hello, family. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to Harmony. I'm your host, Richard Harmon. Today, I want to come to you and talk to you about Charlemagne the God. So, Charlemagne looks like he's been on the Daily Show. They've been doing a bit of a process as they've been trying to replace. Can't remember his name right now. I see his face, but I can't remember his name right now. But he looks like he's been taking over some host duties on the show, and he really recently brought up a comparison between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So we see in the beginning of this particular video how the previous last two candidates treated the Charlemagne the God in previous visits to his show, and how it was really dismissed for the most part as him as a candidate. So as him as a host at all. You know, many times you'll see Democratic candidates go to different groups, whether it's to the Asians, it goes to those who are of the Spanish-speaking countries, and they're showing respect, knowing, understanding that they need to actually earn the vote of these particular candidates. But both Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton in the past have shown basic contempt for someone who is as big as a personality in the black community as Charlemagne the God. And that has a lot to do with the fact that even before they begin the race, you know exactly who they're going to vote for. And he has put himself in this position where he gets clowned on a regular basis because of the fact that he doesn't have a thought for himself. I'm going to play a video. We'll watch a little bit of what happened on his particular show, how he thought that, he understands why people vote for Donald Trump. If it's your first time joining, please hit that like button and we'll go ahead and go from there.
And Joe Biden is up for re-election against a twice impeached convicted felon. And even though the polls show a dead heat right now, Vice President Kamala Harris is feeling pretty confident.
The Biden-Harris ticket is running neck and neck with Donald Trump. Why are you not 30 points ahead?
When the American people are able to take a close look at election time on their options, I think the choice is going to be clear. Bill, we're going to win. Let me just tell you that. We're going to win.
Will you, Kamala? Will you? Because I just took a poll of that man's face, and it's not looking good. Regardless of what Kamala says, Democrats are clearly nervous about this election, and they should be. Because, Biden has accomplished a lot. Historic investments in green energy, record-breaking job growth, and he even got a black woman on the Supreme Court. But despite Biden's record as president, it's still close, which is a hell of a thing. You'd think running against someone who has 91 felony charges against him, who you already beat, would be a pretty easy victory. I have a theory, and it's something I want to discuss more in tonight's Long Story Short. Now, when Joe Biden first ran for president in 2020, it was a lot simpler. Campaigning is easy. Just make a bunch of promises. It's like when you're about to move into a new building and the landlord is all nice, promising he'll fix this, paint that, but then you move in and he goes missing like black news anchors on CNN. Yeah. I mean, they're basically gone, but the point is, once you get the job, you actually have to follow through on those promises. And whatever the reasons, out of the 99 biggest promises Biden made to people, he's only following through on about 30% of them. That's a 70% rate of letting you down. But Biden has let people down. He promised not to drill for oil in Alaska. Now he's doing it. He said he would never build more border wall, but that's exactly what he's doing. And again, all presidents break promises. George H.W. Bush said no new taxes. Obama said he'd close Guantanamo. FDR said he'd take a stand for the working man. But he was in a wheelchair the whole time. America can forgive all that, but one thing America doesn't forgive is weakness. They want to see you fighting for your goals. And on some key issues, Biden seems to be waving the white flag.
Can you be specific about what you did to try to reappropriate those border funds, especially when Democrats controlled both chambers of Congress?
The wall thing? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they passed. Well, I was told that I had no choice.
I was told I have no choice. I was told I have no choice. By who? Aren't you the president? If someone tells you no, just show them a picture of a drone. End the conversation. But see, that's why I think Biden loses so many people. He just looks weak, and I'm not talking about physically. People want to see their president going to the mat to get what he wants.
All right, guys. So I think this is the part that brings me in that has my theory arising here, right? So what I think right now is happening is that more and more people are coming out and saying that, hey, we're tired of Joe Biden. And not only are they tired of Joe Biden, but the idea that if they're tired of them now, there's absolutely no way that they can stomach another run by Joe Biden for another 4 years. So what that means is that they're looking to possibly look to replace Joe Biden. And how that happens first is that these different groups who stood up for him in the past begin to start speaking up, start telling them about how this is no longer acceptable. If you don't do anything, we'll go ahead and vote for Donald Trump. And that's eventually bringing more and more options, putting him on the table. They tried Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is mostly a failure. Everyone sees in California that he's not a good option. And he's smart enough to sit back and say, you know what, let me wait a few years and go at it that way. So my thought right now is there is really no one else on the Democratic Party who can stand up to Donald Trump right now, especially now that Joe Biden is facing this. The migrant crisis is probably going to exacerbate here in the springtime. We're in the cold of the winter. Many people are trying to go to New York. They're trying to go to Chicago. They're trying to go to these other places like this. They're watching on their phone. They're watching far away in Mexico or wherever, and they're seeing that those who have gone ahead are cold. They're dealing with these issues of finding places to stay. So if you can stay where you are in Mexico or in somewhere in South America and cross over in March, that is a much easier situation to deal with. You can sit down on the floor, whatever it is you want to do, you can accomplish it at that. So what is the plan here for the Democrats? That Barack Obama is not available. Hillary Clinton is not a good option. And my thought, and what many people are considering and continue to say, is that Michelle Obama is going to be the running candidate at some point. There's absolutely no one else that can defeat Donald Trump. And honestly, if she gets in there, it is going to be a very, very tough race for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. So with that being said, as we see, whether it's with removing Donald Trump's name from the ballot, it is hitting him with 91 overall convictions. The Democratic Party has decided that no matter what, they are not going to allow Donald Trump to get back into office. So with that said, there's only one real option that they have remaining, and that is for Michelle Obama to take the reins. I'm sure Kamala Harris is trying to put her hand up and say that she wants to do it, and no one's going to take her seriously. But definitely, if the Democratic Party is looking to win, I think Michelle Obama is their person that they will run with. She can pull together the Spanish vote. She can pull together the black vote. She can pull together the liberal vote. And everyone will coalesce around her. The same way how during the 2020 election in the beginning, Joe Biden joined the election race almost at the end. They were waiting to see who else would be viable, and it was determined that only he would be the one to have to step up. We all know how much Barack Obama loves being in the spotlight, and the second chance for him to be the first ever person to be both the president and the first husband. I'm sure some things that he would love to take over, so we'll see exactly how this plays out. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that Michelle is a good running person? Do you think that she is eventually going to step up and run? Do you think Donald Trump will beat Michelle Obama in a head-to-head regardless? Please comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day.